Alright, you're good to go. Alright, everybody, welcome to today's stream. We are going to be playing Pathfinder adventure card game, Rise of the Ruin Lords. This is the first set in the series. While I get stream shared out real quick, Blake is going to go over some of the rules and basic gameplay and mechanics. This is pretty much a in-card form of playing Pathfinder, which is based off older rule sets of D&D 3.5 and below. It was also created by, Pathfinder was created by a team, part of the original team that created D&D 3.5. So, without further ado, here's Blake. He's going to talk about that. And also with me, I have my son Aiden, I have our friend Josh, it's Blake, and it is myself. Yeah. I'm going to get the shirt out, he's going to talk about this, and then we are going to get into playing some. Yeah. If you can, Josh, on your phone, have it pulled up, but have pulled up the chat part. Because you're not going to care about watching it, you want to see if people are talking. I'm going to do the same when I get back.
Alrighty. Okay, Aiden, Josh, to go over everything quick. So, first will be your turn actions. Every turn we'll start with advancing the blessing deck, because we only got 30 turns to beat the whole scenario.
What's a blessing deck?
That's this deck. It's our turn counter. We have 30 turns to beat the whole scenario. If we don't finish it within the 30 turns, we lose. We're defeated. We have to restart. Yeah, you're challenged in every form.
Yeah.
Okay, so first step, you advance the blessing deck on your turn. Second step, if you want, you're choosing, if there's another person at your location, you may give them one card. So you guys need to trade off or something. That's what you do then, but you don't have to. After that, you get to choose to move. You can stay or move. Once you decide that, then you go into exploring the location. That whittles down, and then going into closing afterwards, depending if all the criteria has been met or all the cards are gone. And that's your turn. Just a few key terminology that you guys will be seeing will be, if a card says to reveal it, you show everyone, put it back in your hand, and then do its effect. Display, you will take that card, put it next to your character card, face up, and you, unless stated otherwise, the card's powers function until it's discarded. Discard, you'll put into the discard pile. That's simple. Once you use it, if you don't get to recharge it, you discard it. Which comes to recharging then, at the bottom of your cards.
It's not playing anymore.
Really? Looks like it's still going on Eric's side. So it might just be coming up through that.
Do you want me to check?
I don't know.
I can check on my dad's side.
No, well, I just checked. It's working. It's not coming through his side. It was there. Shouldn't be having any issue. Well, we'll let Derek take care of that. I still gotta go through the rules for us. Alright, so now the next one, it's called Recharge. Mm-hmm. At the bottom of a card, when you go to use it, it says if you have the trait to recharge it, which you'll look on the character sheet for that, you get a chance to get that card back into your main deck instead of it going to the discard pile and you technically losing a health.
Mm-hmm.
If something tells you to bury the card, it goes under your character token and may not be used the rest of the scenario. If something is banished, I put it back in the main box, and it's also not used. So those are those. So hands the terminology of that. So those just cycle through the basic thing. Other than that, the cards tell us what to do. The cards tell you the checks to use, then you compare to whatever the cards tell what your character sheet is for doing the rolls. Let's see here. Yeah, so every card that's at the locations, you only get one chance to collect it. If you fail to collect it, I banish it.
Okay.
And that's something we don't get to keep as a prize pool at the end. Where is... Determining the dice is easy. Where's the other thing?
Just
If you're dealt damage, it's whatever cards are active in your hand. So if you fail to beat a monster and it does 2 damage to you, you randomly take 2 cards from your hand and discard them.
Okay.
And that's your health
Alright.
for that. Basic other roll, examining and searching. It'll tell you to examine the top or whatever, put it back. If you're searching for something, you get to search for it, and then you shuffle those cards. Closing locations. You get a couple ways to close a location. You get an opportunity to close the location faster if you find the henchman. So if you find the henchman, I'd say it's the 3rd card in. If you beat the henchman, you get a chance of doing what the locations card says to close the location. So you get a chance to instantly close it. If you don't close it going through the henchman, you have to burn through all the cards before you get another chance.
Okay. So we're essentially closing the locations.
Our goal is to corner and trap the villain by closing the locations. Now, whoever runs into the villain, and they beat them at the check and everything, everyone at a different location gets a free opportunity to do what the location says to tempt close. And that'll determine where the villain can run to.
Okay.
Because if when the villain runs, I believe it was I take the villain and a couple random monsters equal to the amount of spots he can run to, shuffle them together, separate them in, and then shuffle the decks.
Okay.
And then we'll be on our way again after that. Okay, if you succeed at muting, closing a card, search through the location deck, take out any villains, and banish other cards. Any villains you find become the entirety of the location deck, and the location is not closed, but at least you know where the villains are. You'll find any villains from. Double check into that. Oh yeah, that's the last thing I needed. Okay, so pretty much now how to distinguish what the cards are. That's going to be the last thing you really need to know. So character cards are the character, the tokens, the roll cards, and the character itself. That's all on the sheet. So that's just that. A boon, because it'll say, you'll hear the words boon and bane. The boons are weapon, spell, armor, item, ally, loot, and blessing. So everything we're dealing with already.
Okay.
That's a boon.
Alright.
Now, the banes, I believe, consist of all the monsters, henchmen, and the villain.
Okay.
Let me double check for that.
how much dice do you
Make sure. Oh yeah. Bane cards are villain, henchman, monster, and barrier.
Dice.
So those are the banes. So
Dice. Oh, this should have.
okay, yeah. So and then just double checking on the villain stuff. Yeah. So villains, they don't need to just be defeated. They must be cornered.
Mm-hmm.
So you must be able to defeat the villain, and it can't run anywhere to win.
So you have to kill it?
You have to kill it and capture it. So it can't run to any other location. So if it can run to another location, we don't fully win the scenario.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
The dice.
Oh yeah. So when a player encounters the villain, each other player first gets a chance to tempt close their location, so the villain can't run there if you do beat him, to help corner and us pinpoint where it's gonna be, so we know we can either strategize to close the other stuff first and then go after him, or position ourselves on the spots that are open, and then we all try to tempt close it and corner it.
Okay.
There's multiple ways to go at it and approach it, depending how the game's going and how everything is set. Depends on how well we can do that. I just need to make sure it was monsters that I shuffled in. Here works. Okay. Any special rules when encountering like the villains and henchmen? Some of them may have effects on them that they get to go first before you take your turn if it's your turn. So if you encounter like a henchman or a villain and it says it deals damage to you first, that damage is dealt to you first, settled all that, and then you take your turn.
Do you change the view?
Yeah, I flipped
then
it.
it's oh yeah, so if you defeat a villain at a location, you do not have to fulfill the location's closing requirement. It just instantly closes,
Okay.
which can be to advantage because the scenario has effects going against you, each location has effects going against you or with you.
Okay.
If any location is not closed, the villain escapes. If you defeat the villain, count the number of open locations, subtract 1, and retrieve that number of random blessings. Oh, okay, so it's blessings from the box, not monsters. That's why I had to double check on. Other than that, that's pretty much the rule set. Really basic. Just knowing how the turn is, just knowing the difference between the boons, the banes, and just how the flow with the villain moving is.
Okay.
Really simple. Other than that, everything is on the cards.
Cool. Let's go from there.
Yep. So now we figure out where we want to go, and then we start.
I know where we should go.
So Aiden, where would you like to start?
I think we should start maybe at the...
Well, this is for you, not everyone's.
Everybody gets to pick their own spot.
Yeah, so you'll kind of want to look at the cards too and see what's like in the locations.
And like, try not to lean on the table so much.
Well, I have to look.
Shouldn't have put it so far away.
Well, then help me move it a little bit closer.
No, we're good because everything's set up already. So let's just go.
Okay. Then
Alright,
we'll just have to pick up and read
let's
them.
go to the farmhouse.
You want to go to the farmhouse? All right, Josh. Where do you want to go? I can tell you right now.
I'll
The
go to
most-
waterfront.
Waterfront and woods have the most weapons, so you want the waterfront. I'm going to place myself at the academy because it has the most spells, and since I'm a spell user. Where do you want to go, Derek? You got prison, wooden bridge, woods.
Probably need to go to the academy too with you.
So double up on the academy.
Yeah, because I'm a healer, so spells are going to be there. At least that's the
Okay, so we'll do that then.
general thinking.
Alright, so now everyone make sure that their hands that they created earlier are shuffled. Aiden, I will shuffle yours quick. One final good time. Make sure you have your character sheets in front of you.
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
Derek, move the mic back.
I know that you can see it there. I need it a little bit closer because I was listening when I was sharing it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm not sure. You shuffled your stuff already, right, Derek? Your hand.
Yeah.
Alright. So now everyone's. Oh, that's what I wanted to double check too. So now that everyone's hands are shuffled, look on your powers on your sheet. It'll tell you your hand size. That is what you draw for your starting hand and what your hand will always be at.
There's
Alright.
a 5 and then a square.
Well, everybody's looking at it too. I'm going to quick go over some things right now. Right here, this is the blessing deck, right?
Will help you.
So each adventure that you do in setup, what this is kind of doing is it's streamlining an adventure that you would play like in Pathfinder or D&D to where you'd role play it out. This has it all in a complete card format. The locations are set up with monsters, loot to find, places to explore. Everywhere has bits and pieces of lore and stuff like that. This is the adventure path we're playing right now. It leads on to other adventures if you are able to beat this, and eventually you play through the entire box. But you have a deck, which is like right here, and that's what your character is. That's your life force of your character, your weapon, your equipment, your spells, everything like that. That's kind of how you come through. And then you've got to explore, find the enemy. You're trying to find the big bad of this adventure so that you can move on to the next. But you could fail and you could lose because at the same time, you may only have like 10 or so health, and that's what your hands are. But you've also only got 30 turns between the 4 of us to find this. It's not 30 turns a person. It is 30 turns divided by the 4 of us. So we'll see what kind of adventures we get into and see how this can go for us. And I'd like to again thank everybody that is joining. Eventually I'll have my second camera back and I'll be able to set up angles where you can see us all and you can see the cards better because I have separate tripods for that and all. So right now we're just trying to get this out to see what you guys think, and if you like this, we'll keep doing them. We'll keep adventuring on. We have 2 full sets so far. There's 2 more sets to grab, and then, we have 3 sets. 1 set's missing the adventure pass, and then there's 1 more set to get, and then we have all the base set. Because now they have a new core set with 1 adventure path added, but it's set up different. It's made a little bit easier. It's not as hardcore as this is going to be if you would compare the 2. But we're going to get ourselves laid out there, and we're going to get started on this adventure.
Alright, and then one other quick thing about, so whatever, for your turn, whatever cards you use, at the end of your turn, if you have more than your hand, you must discard down to your exact hand size. If you have fewer, you must draw up to your hand size. You will always have your hand size at the end of your turn.
Okay.
Alright, now Aiden, what you're looking for is right here where it says powers hand size. The whole number, which is 5, you draw 5 cards and have 5 cards at all times.
Because what is the checkbox?
When you level up, if you want to increase your hand size to 6 instead of 5, you can do so. But that has to be checked. We'll help you with your leveling up with character. Right now, only look at everything that's a whole number on the far left on every category.
So to kind of show
There's a way of
everybody
using
what they're looking and talking about, right here is, sorry, it's kind of weird to hold it because I have everything flipped. This is a printed out version of the characters that we're using because we have our cards all sleeved up so everything doesn't get ruined. But you do also level up the character you're using. So we have these sheets where we can check off and do that kind of stuff as we advance on.
This, definitely get it for the PC.
And this is where this is where you get all of your information and stuff on that. You can see extra powers. Because like I said, it's not just a card game. There's also RPG, dice rolling elements, which you'll see as we go on. Alright, let's do this. Blake, shut the fuck up and let's go.
Who's going first? How are we doing this? We gonna roll d20s?
I think it goes youngest to oldest, I believe. Isn't that in the rules somewhere like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think there was something like that.
Give me 1 second and I will find out.
Or we can just roll d20s and see who goes first.
We probably house roll and just do t20s because I don't feel like looking through.
So these are D20s? Right?
Yeah.
Now everyone grab a d20.
I got 19.
I got a 6.
I got 19. I'm winning so far.
I got a 13.
I won.
So
I'll be the last one.
19.
That's gonna be
13,
confusing as hell.
6.
Let's just go Aiden to this
Oh,
one.
okay then. Okay. We'll do that then. Okay. We'll keep it. Okay. Alright, so draw your 5 cards, Aiden.
1, 2, 3, yes, 4, 5.
Okay, so we're gonna let you help out with the blessing deck. Alright, so you got your 5 cards, so you're going first. Advance the blessing deck. So, Aiden, you're here at the farmhouse. So, let's see what you get. Oh, and Aiden gets the monster right off the bat.
Zombie.
Okay, zombie is immune to mental and poison. Have the damage dealt by the zombie rounding up. If undefeated, each other character at this location summons and encounters a zombie. So you have to succeed at a combat 9 check, Aiden.
What is that?
So let's see what you got in your hand. So what we're gonna do is, okay, so you got the weapon right now. So that's kind of what you're gonna want to use.
Yeah, the dagger.
Okay, so what we're going to do is this. You'll set those to the side for now. Alright, so Aiden's going to use his dagger to go after this zombie. So he's revealing his dagger. You need to get your dexterity or range die and a d4. So what you're going to do is take these cards, Aiden, quick, and just set them right here. So it's your hand. Now you have to look on the sheet here. Dexterity or range.
Dexterity.
Is ranged in your dexterity? Is that what this is?
This is range dexterity.
Yeah.
Plus 3.
Okay, so you get a D8. So grab yourself a D8, which is that one right there.
This one?
No, that one right there. Yeah, that's a D8. You get a D4, which is the small triangle.
Small triangle, where's
That's a small triangle. And you will be adding 3 to that roll. So you'll roll those 2, add those together, and then add 3. 4. You got 7. That does not make it. But if anyone's allowing, if anyone has a blessing, they can give him a blessing.
I'll give him the blessing.
Give a blessing?
Yeah.
Alright, so you discard your blessing. You roll another D8.
is
The triangle one you just had.
Yep.
Yeah, roll that again. So you already have 4 plus 3, which is 7. No, D8. You get a D8. You'll roll that.
But didn't he have a plus?
6.
Even with he rolled a 4 plus 3 is 7. It did not meet 9.
6.
6. Okay, so you defeated it.
Yeah. Get out of here, monster head.
Alrighty then. So one monster is down. I'm just gonna stack these cards up here. The banished ones, I'll go through them.
Who's those?
Oh yeah. Alright, so now Aiden, this goes back into your hand. No, that's your hand. Make sure you still have 5, which you should, so you don't do anything else. Alright, and then you're done. That's all you can do.
Got it.
Alright, Josh, it's now your turn.
Alright, I'm going to advance the blessing deck.
Alright, and you're at the waterfront, so you can turn that
Sit
top
back
card.
while it's not your turn, Aiden.
Skeleton. So, one thing to keep in mind, too, at the location that you're at, Josh, while you're at this location, while playing a weapon, subtract 1 from each die rolled. So now you have a skeleton. He's immune to mental and poison. If your check to defeat the skeleton has either slashing or piercing, the difficulty to defeat the skeleton is increased by 3. So you have to do a combat check of 8.
Okay.
So you have to see what you got in your hand. And just keep in mind, too, that one thing. If you're using anything that has slashing or piercing trait, it will get increased by 3 to 11.
use my sling then.
You want to use the sling?
It's bludgeoning.
Okay, so you get your dexterity or range die. So you have to look on your sheet now. So dexterity or range. So you have dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a d6.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a d6 plus the weapon's d6. So you get 2d6.
Wait, which one are D6?
The regular die.
Yeah, they're right there.
Yeah, right there. Now, you're choosing 2 for this card, depending on how everything goes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you have to decide everything before you do what you do. You can't go, okay, let me roll these to see what it is, and then, oh, now I'm going to use this effect. You can't do that. You have to consider your action first, and then follow through. So, the second part to this is, if you want, you can discard this card to add a d4 on top of that, if you want, but that's your choice. Especially because right now you have a d8, you have a 8 combat check, and you're
So I have
running
to
off
roll
of
an
2d6.
eight to defeat it.
Yeah, you have to have an 8 or higher, and you're rolling 2 6s right now, currently.
I'm gonna take my chances.
Alright.
Alright, let's see what you can do.
6.
You got a 6.
You miss.
Do you have... Okay, so you're going to be taking 2 damage, but now, do you have any armor that could prevent...
Negative. Nope.
Okay, well, you do have blessings.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want, you can pop a blessing to get another d6.
Let's give it a shot.
Okay, you roll a d6. So all you need to do is get a 2 or higher,
Natural one.
which would suck because you can't pop another
I'm
one.
just
up.
kidding. We want to beat this.
Oh,
A 2 right on the bat.
you got it. Yep. Okay. Yeah, so sling goes back to your hand, blessing goes to your discard.
That'll be her discard.
Okay, so that guy
Hey,
is
hey,
done.
when it's
So
your turn,
you
that's when you need to see.
now, if you have an ally, you could play the ally if you wanted to explore again. If not, you can end your turn, draw back up to your card hand size.
I'm gonna use another blessing, right? To explore. No. I
Oh
don't
wait,
have-
no, I think in this one the blessing. Yeah, you can use the blessing to explore.
Mhm.
You can also sacrifice allies to explore again. That's if you want. But now keep in mind, this is your life.
Mhm.
You faster you burn through it, the faster you die. Because once you die, you're out of the scenario the rest of the way.
It's fine. I'll just draw and end my turn.
Alrighty then. So it is my turn. So what I'm going to do.
That's my chicken.
Okay.
Hey, do you have another one of those? Okay.
Making sounds. That's my one from work yesterday. That's what we talk.
You want me to enunciate properly, right?
No, I want you to be heard.
Oh.
That mic's not as good as the siren, but
Okay.
Yep.
it's a pain to unhook the siren from the mount every time.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I'll just sit there for now. So I'm just going to start my exploring at the academy. Let's see. On your first exploration on a turn, if you encounter anything other than a spell after the exploration, you may explore again.
Cool. Go for it.
Wow. Might be able to close one location already,
Oh.
which is going to suck because if I kill him and close the location, we've just been able to acquire nothing out of that whole thing. Of course, this is where it teeters because there's 5 spells there. There's no spells in any other locations. I need spells. So this is where the game makes or breaks. It's like, okay.
But don't you want to close the location?
Can't you just use a
too?
blessing and just explore?
Once I kill the bandit, I instantly get a chance to close the location. If I succeed on closing the location, everything gets banished, and the location closes.
Oh.
And you don't get to... Of course, now it can be helpful, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I've played this long enough, so I'm not too worried about it.
Go for it.
Because there's always a chance to
You
do
got
it.
no choice.
Well, yeah, I have no choice at this time. Unless I had something to... abandon it. Okay, that's perfect there. So this is where I become OP. So I'm going to use my lightning touch. So I get my arcane die, which is a D12. Yeah, this is where the damage starts rolling.
Oh, you got the Bennett. Can I assist you since we're on the same square? Wasn't there something
Blessing. Blessings are the way you can assist.
A blessing is everybody.
Yeah, blessing is everybody.
But I thought because you're attacking somebody, I can too.
Give me 1 second then.
Alright, so we're just checking out one quick little rule because it's something that we didn't really use before, whereas like utilize all the rules and what you could fully do with this, because it's like an adventure. Like both of us are there exploring. So I believe in this battle I could assist him with my cleric that I am playing. Also, one thing we forgot to do, we forgot to go around and say what everybody is playing. I'm playing, because these characters are created already, so they kind of have like background, story, names, and what they are and type of deal. I'm playing Kyra, human cleric. Aiden, your character's name?
Aiden is hard.
Hazard, I think it is.
And what kind of character is it?
I
It says it right under the name.
male dwarf ranger.
Josh, you are playing?
A Miri, female human barbarian.
And Blake over here is playing Ezrin, the male human wizard. He's a wizard, Harry! Sorry, I had to.
Nostalgia. It brings me back.
No, it's not saying anything about you being able to assist.
Take your turn a while and let me read.
I know, it's basically... Alright, so... Here is
I have strong hands.
my date. Okay, so I get a D12. I get 2 D4s. And oh yeah, the arcane, and my arcane's intelligence, so I get a +2 to all of this. Wait. Before the encounter, recharge a card of your choice from your hand. Oh, I have to do that first.
I will.
So I gotta recharge a card, so I'm going to recharge my detect magic,
Hey Derek,
which goes on the
could you do me a
bottom.
favor? Could you step on this pile of D4s?
Right.
Alright, so I did what the bandit said. I need an 8. I got a D12, 2D4 plus 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just need it.
Terrible Blake.
It's okay. It's okay. I defeat it. So I get a chance to close the location, but before that, I get a chance to recharge my card. I need to succeed at an arcane 6 check, which is a D12 plus 2. And I do not do that. So that goes to my discard pile. And the only way to get back from your discard pile to your hand is a potion.
Don't have any of those, so.
Not yet.
No one does, I don't.
Alright, so now I gotta see what closing this location does. When closing, succeed at an intelligence or arcane. So I'm gonna use arcane because it's a D12. Plus 2. So I just need to get a 6 or higher to close the location. Nope.
Yeah. No.
Do it again. Yeah, your head's getting bigger.
Wait, so
so
now we can't close the location until
the location can't be closed. But now we whittle down. There's only one monster and a bunch of items.
It's going so fast. What happens if we close all of the locations?
Then we win.
No, you gotta kill the villain.
Oh,
You can
that's
have all the
That's right. That's the last fight.
the villain is what closes it all.
Alright, cool. Is that your turn then?
Oh wait, what was it on your first? If you encounter anything other than a spell after the exploration of exploration. Oh, so I have to find a spell to be able to explore again. Right, that's how that is on the first exploration.
On your first exploration on a turn, if you encounter anything other than a spell after that exploration, you may explore again.
So
you can explore.
Yeah, I can
one
explore
time.
again for free. So I'm gonna explore again for free. And I come across inflict spell.
Sit back.
I need a. Oh, that's a wisdom
You
divine.
keep bumping the table. Stop it.
Is that something you might want, Derek? Because I only get a D8 towards it.
No.
So I'm just going to just do D8, not waste anything else then?
Yep.
We get it, we get it. If not, we lose it.
Yep.
I'm not pull a D8 out of the bag. There's a D8. Alright, so can I get a 6 on a D8? Probably not.
Nope.
Ooh, very
That was close.
Very, very close. No, so we lose that. I can't do anything else, so I'm going to draw my 2 cards. And then it is your turn, Derek.
Alright, I'm going to advance the blessing deck since it is my turn, and since I know that there isn't a henchman or anything there, I'm going to move.
You got woods, bridge, or prison. Where do you want to go?
Going to prison.
I knew it.
Go to
Alright,
prison.
flip over and explore, and I encountered a dog. It is a wisdom survival check of 5 to grab. Oh, let me see what I got here. My wisdom is a D12, so I'm going to attempt to catch this guy. We're going to use one of my nice new blue dice here. And I got a 6. So, I acquire myself
A doogie.
a dog.
So now me and my dad both have a dog.
And I'm going to burn a blessing to explore again.
Giant gecko.
And now it is a damage 8 giant gecko.
And if you don't beat it, you have to shuffle the gecko into a random open location. At that point, pull out a d6, roll that. If it's anything other than a 6, that's where it goes in. That's the basic rules to easily make sure it's all fair. Especially like if when you take damage from a monster, you'll take your hand, turn it upside down, shuffle it, take the top 2 cards so you don't exactly know what you're doing. To make it fair.
Okay.
Everyone will do that. So there's those little side rules that make it fair.
Alright, well this is a combat 8. And combat's off of strength, right?
You sound like one of those cowboys. Okay. Alright. I'll be right there. Said I have to be
No, you're
sit
playing a
down.
game, Hayden. It was a joke. You don't have to go over there. It was a joke.
Alright, well I definitely don't want to take 8 damage because I forget how combat is because I don't have a weapon.
Oh, wait. Oh, if you don't have a weapon, then your combat's just your pure strength.
D6 plus 2. So I have to roll a 6. Yeah, see?
Yeah, d6 plus 2. You better roll that 6.
It's weird for a cleric. Roll that 6.
4.
5, 6.
You're gonna
Alright,
take.
so I'm gonna pop my chainmail, so I take no damage.
Well, no. You banish it to take no damage. You discard it to reduce it by 2.
Recharge it to reduce it by 2.
Okay, so you take no damage. Now the gecko, I'm gonna roll a d6. I got a 2. It gets shuffled into the second location. Yeah, that's the other thing too. You get fun enemies that bounce around if you don't defeat them.
I thought that's only.
Now you
No,
have a
it said
list.
if undefeated, you didn't defeat it. It gets shuffled into a random location. That's your dice.
So it's my turn.
Alright, cool. And that was it for my turn. I drew back up. And I'm going to advance the deck. Aiden, it is your turn.
Oh, you got a plague zombie there, Aiden. The plague zombie is immune to mental and poison. If undefeated, banish the plague zombie, and each character at this location must succeed at a Constitution or Fortitude check 6, or be dealt 1d4 acid damage. Oh, it's a tough one too. It's an 11. It's an elite zombie.
Is someone allowed to help me?
If they have a blessing. But let's see what's in your hand, so what we can do. We'll plan out what you want to do here. So you still have the dagger.
What does a blast stone do?
So what we can do is, what you're going to want to do is reveal your dagger, your dexterity or range, whatever your dexterity or range dice is, which one's better?
Dexterity, D8.
I think, well, you have the range, so I think you'll get a plus then. Okay, so pick a D8.
Which one's a D8?
The triangle one.
That one right
This
there.
one?
That's a D8. Now you get a D4 from your weapon.
Is this a D4?
That's
Yep.
the D4.
I'll take this one.
I guess for him, the best thing we'd probably do is use
Half the blessing if he has
blessing, and he has
has
blast stone to make sure, because this is a harder fight for him. So what we're going to do, Aiden, is we're going to pop these two for you. So pick up another D8 and another D4.
Jeez.
You're going to roll all of that, and in the end, you're going to add 3.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna win.
3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Beats it by 1.
Yes. So close, but then also so far.
Beats it by 1. So this goes to discard, and then
Draw 3 cards.
this goes to your discard.
Both of them.
Yeah, they're in your discard pile.
This one gets banished. It says banish this card to add 1d4.
No. You didn't use that effect, so it comes back to your hand.
Wait, which one gets discard? Or they both come back to my hand?
No, the 2 I just handed you go to your discard.
Listen, Aiden.
Yeah, the blast card and the blessing go to your discard. Your dagger comes back to your hand. You have 3 cards.
Now you have to
Now you gotta draw 2 to get up to your 5.
Yes.
And your
Now.
turn is now done.
Your turn's done. Advance that blessing deck.
And Josh, you
Josh,
are.
it's your go.
Could you use the bathroom?
Yes.
Yeah, you got done. You got the
Another
gag.
giant gecko.
You got the giant. Wow. What are the odds? I put it on top, I shuffle it, and it's back on top. So it's just a combat 8 check. If you undefeat it, same thing happens. I roll a die, put it to one of the other locations.
So I need a.
Well, look at your hand, see if you have anything.
Yeah, I already know I do.
Well, you have to. You have to tell us what you're doing.
I'm gonna use my longsword.
So you're gonna reveal it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll reveal the longsword.
Correct.
So you get your strength or melee die. So you have
D12.
D12 plus 2. So you get a D12 for start.
I'll be right back.
That's percentile.
12 over there.
Yeah, those are the 12s. Yeah, so you get 1 D12. And then 1 D8. Because of the weapon.
8.
That one, yeah. You'll learn the dice. Once you learn the dice, it's go, go, go. Alright, so you get the D12, the D8, and because you get the modifier bonus, you'll add 2 to those.
Okay.
So if you're content with trying to get 8 on those dice, roll them. If you think you want to do something else, you have to do it now.
I'm
Because
sure
you
I
don't
can-
get to just add on afterwards.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can hit it for 8.
Oh, okay.
3. Oh,
4,
goodness
5.
sakes.
Well, let's give them a second to see if they can get a dice, because I have no blessings, because I'm a wizard, I don't get the
I have another
blessings.
blessing.
Oh, you do have blessing?
Yeah, I'm gonna
You
use
can
it.
pop your own then? Okay, then you get another D12. So you got a 2, a 1, a 3, 4, 5. So you're at 5 out of 8 already.
If I can get a 3.
You need at least a 3 or higher to succeed.
10.
Overkill. Nice.
I should have grabbed that 12 from the get-go. No pun intended.
Okay, so
Those were just
sword comes to your hand, blessings get discarded.
And I draw another card, and I on my turn.
Alrighty then.
I have too many slings.
There you go. Okay. So, this is Aiden's. I will go ahead. To my academy. Invisibility. Oh, intelligence arcane of 6. So I need my d12. I didn't like that d12, so I'll use this d12 so I get it. D12 plus 2. Oh, shit. Oh. Damn it, that does not count. It fell off the table.
How would it go?
That underneath you, I think. Yeah, it's underneath you. Okay, let's try that again. These are a little rolly then. Okay.
6.
Plus 2, 8. I have acquired. Magic. Now this is the fun thing about my character. I have acquired a card with the magic trait.
Mm-hmm.
I get to explore again for free.
Okay.
And there's a spyglass, so it's wisdom perception 4. Wisdom, I don't have perception, but I got a wisdom. My wisdom is a d8. Okay. I did not make that.
Sit on your butt.
So now what I'm going to do is use my ally to explore the location again. Ooh, Wisdom Divine. Oh, there's a cure spell already. If you want that, you're going to probably have to assist me.
Oh, it's another cure spell.
It's the first cure spell of the game. So I got to make a Wisdom Divine check. So my Wisdom is a D8. Straight. I get no pluses or anything. I got to try and get a 6.
Yeah, I don't have anything I can help you with. But I do have 2 of them in my hand already, so...
Oh, that's right. You started with a 3. So, well, let's see if I can get this one then. Nope.
Having no look on dice today.
Not really.
And like I said too, this is generally a lot harder than it seems. That's why they kind of reformulated it and made the new set.
Well, we made it really hard because we didn't understand the rules. But now that we
Well,
understand it, it's
still-
more stable. It's still a good
hard with the
challenge.
rules.
It's still a good challenge, though. I can't do anything else. I'm still at full hand. Here go, Derek.
Alright. I'm going to advance the deck. Explore my location, and I've got a satyr to fight. Dexterity acrobatics of a 9.
Ooh. And all of his damage he deals to you is mental and cannot be reduced.
Nice. Dexterity of 9.
Or acrobatics.
Ooh, my dexterity is a D4.
What, do you have acrobatics?
No, I do not, because I'm a freaking cleric.
And you can't reduce. I personally can't do anything, honestly, because I don't have. No one else has any blessings currently in their hand.
I do.
Yeah, he's got one.
You have a blessing. You're gonna probably need to pop that to help your dad on this one.
You popping a blessing?
This is the one time where I'll help you.
Thanks.
This will be the only time.
Thanks.
Okay, now that goes to your discard pile. And you.
Oh, and I don't even get pluses to this.
Now, so you get what, 2 T4s?
Better make
6.
6. Oh, I take 3
You take
points of
3
damage.
and it cannot be reduced.
Yeah. So that's the only time I'll help you in this game.
So
Mine,
he goes back on and we shuffle him in.
Do we draw my cards, though?
No.
I only have 4.
I know, but you use that one to help me. You don't get it back until your turn.
Oh.
Well, the end of your turn.
Alrighty.
Drawed my 3 up. That is it. Aiden, you're now up. I'm going to advance the deck.
So, potion of
Okay,
energy resistant.
so- Intelligence or craft 4. Do you have craft? If not, then you go with your intelligence. You don't need these cards. You're just going off of this now. Do you have anything that says craft?
Just in this part?
Well, yeah, you'll see it. Do you see the small text versus big text? Look in the small text. Does anything say craft?
No.
Okay, so then what's your intelligence?
D6 plus 1. Wait, no. There's a square. So
You
just
don't use the
D6.
square. You don't use the square. So just the d6. So at this point, it's not really going to matter. Just roll d6 to see if you get it or not. D6 is this one. Yep. So 2. No, you do not get that.
Only if I rolled a 5 or 6, maybe 4.
Well, you needed 4 or higher. So 4, 5, or 6 would have acquired it. So if you have an ally, you can get rid of it to explore again if you want.
Why would I get rid of my poor dog?
Because that's what it's used for.
To explore again if you want to explore again. Because remember, we're trying to make this through before 30 turns.
Quit.
Meow.
Are you going to use your dog then? Okay, so discard your dog.
I'm sorry, puppy.
And you get to explore again. Toe of knowledge. You probably don't have any knowledge.
It's,
It'd be under intelligence, if anything.
no.
Nope,
only
so
have
what?
wisdom.
So then your intelligence is straight d6, so just roll a d6. You either need a 5 or a 6 to get this card. Oh wow, he actually got it. He got a 6.
Nice.
I have to have faith in this.
So now
1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh.
so you're back at 5, you end your turn. You're good, Josh.
So you have 2 blessings.
No, that's his discard pile.
Standard bearer.
Okay, so this is where you get to choose now. So you're going to have to look at what you want. Because for this one, you get to do a Constitution 7 check, or you can do a Charisma or Diplomacy check of 6. So you have to see which one's your highest then. Charisma, Diplomacy, or Constitution. Yeah.
Constitution would be the highest, it looks like.
D8.
Mm-hmm.
So have fun rolling a 7 or an 8 or a D8.
Which one was 8 again?
8 is the triangled one.
That's right. Give me the white one.
So you're aiming for Constitution, so 7. You need a 7 or an 8 pretty much on this roll.
He misses.
Damn! Right off the bat. Alright, so now it's your choice what to do because your hand size is over its maximum and you just got the ally. You're gonna just sacrifice the ally, go again.
I'll sacrifice the ally.
Okay. So if you're gonna sacrifice that one, you'll put it into your discard pile and then go to the next card and then. Ooh, a Goblin Warrior. If undefeated, bury 1 random item or weapon from your discard. So you really want to beat him. It's combat 9.
So that'll be under strength.
What's in your hand?
Right.
You have
so
to
I'm gonna use my longsword.
Put Landon on the damn table.
I
Pick
gotta-
up the card if you need to read it.
I can't help it. I'm so used to doing that.
Pick it up.
You pick it up.
Break the habit.
You pick it up.
If undefeated, bury 1 random item or weapon from your discard pile.
Mm-hmm.
So I need it to a combat minimum of 9.
Well, this is all this the thing. You're at the waterfront.
Hmm?
When you play a weapon, you subtract 1 from each die.
Okay, so it'll be.
So you'll
7.
calculate what your dice are,
Mm-hmm.
and then for how many dice you'll minus that. So
So-
you'll roll minus that.
So I only get 112 though, right? 1d12.
You're using the sword, so you get your strength melee, which will be the d12, and then you get the d8.
So 12 and an
Yep.
8. 12. Give me the white 8. Thank you.
The whites have the most luck.
It's more like clear.
So, and your melee is at +2.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, pretty much since you're minusing 2 because of the effect, you don't get the +2. So whatever
don't
you
get the
roll,
advantage.
it's just straight.
So I need to get at least 9.
Yeah, you have to
Make
make
it
it higher. 5, 6.
Nope. And I don't have any blessings, so it's a fail.
And you don't have anything else.
Nope.
So now you have to go through your discard pile.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take one item or weapon. So take all your items and weapons out, shuffle them, and then...
I don't have any of those.
Oh, then you're good. But now this guy gets shuffled back
Does
in.
my longsword come back to me? Or does it stay there?
Yeah, no, it comes... Because it's a reveal, so you have to play it down and let us see.
Okay.
It's a Tina.
Who's Titina?
Tina, it's Marina's daughter. You know her.
You?
Yes, you do. You've met her multiple times. And last time we went to Little Anthony, she was there.
She.
It looks like she's working tonight anyway. She got the shirt on.
Or is she just weird?
No, she still works there.
I know, but how do you know if she's working there at night?
So then it's going to be my turn. So I'm going to go ahead and make Explore. Oh yeah, so on the first on a turn, if you encounter anything other than the spell. Alright, so I get an ally. Charisma, diplomacy? I have charisma but not
Are you
diplomacy.
keeping track of the turns?
Hmm?
You keeping track of the turns?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot Derek's not here. Okay, so that's... Yeah, Derek's been doing that, and then I forgot he just left, so never mind. So now we're accounting for that. So let's see. Dexterity is a 6, and Charisma is a 6. So I need to get a 6 on a d6 if I want to collect that guy. Yes!
There you go.
And now, because of the academy location, because I encountered something that's not a spell, I can immediately explore again for free.
Nice. Guess Tina will be up there working tonight.
That's what I figured. Ooh, here we go. Sneak, human, rogue. The difficulty to defeat the sneak is increased by the adventure deck number in the current scenario. That does not increase because it's just a basic.
Go put this out there.
Before the encounter, succeed at a wisdom or perception 8 check or discard one card of your choice. See, now that's where the other thing is, it's of your choice. So when you hit break damage, you just shuffle and do it. And then this one, it says you get to choose, so you get to look and choose.
Okay.
So to do this check, it's wisdom or perception. And I need to make... Oh, I have to pretty much get an 8 on an 8 to succeed this. If not, I have to discard a card.
You could do it. You could do
Is that a 4?
7.
Oh,
I have to make an 8 on an 8 to succeed the wisdom.
that's hard to do.
I almost had it, but it's okay. So I have to pick one card to discard.
it. That's sad.
I need that one. I need that one. I really need these, so I'm going to just do this.
Are you wearing the same shorts you were outside in?
Needed to wash.
Alright, so I'm going to do lightning touch. So I get a lovely D12. Which one's D12? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I know I just seen
Oh,
it.
sparkle down.
Okay, so I get my D12.
I heard it.
Yeah.
So you're washing my desk. So now we have one. Now we have two.
We have people popping in and out. But then once we're done, I'll put it up on YouTube, so.
Alright, so I get D12, 2D4, plus 2 to make it 9. Ooh. I'll save that. Alright, so I'm gonna roll with this.
Got your knees.
Ow.
Ooh, 11, 18, 19, 20. to kill this thing.
You so killed it
Sweet. So I killed that.
by 11.
And then now my card, I do an arcane, so D12 plus 2. Oh, and I get to recharge it.
You're so good, Blake.
Alrighty then. 2, 3, 4, 5.
You have to bring something.
That's, oh, well, I should be safe. Alright, so I'm gonna use my ally to explore again. Because we just gotta burn through this now, which I know there's not gonna be any monsters, just items. So I get a D12 plus 2. So D12 plus 2, 6 or higher. 5, 6, 7. I acquire it. This is why I love my magic user, because I acquired a magic trait during my expiration. I get to explore again immediately.
What?
It's my special power.
Now you just have one.
So I could literally keep going through anything that's magic. An intelligence arcane of a 4. Oh.
No wonder why that thing's almost coming. You have like 1 or 2.
Yeah, so I get a D12 plus 2. A 4, I make it. It has magic trait. I get to explore immediately
Oh
again.
my god, Blake.
I don't know why you didn't just leave that place when it was already gone.
You still gotta close it. If not, the villain has a chance to go to it. We're trying to close this stuff.
Ooh, large chest.
So it's a 3.
You need a 9 or a 10.
Okay, let's see here. Dexterity stable 9 or strength melee 10. If defeated, add 1d4 random weapons from the box to your hand. If undefeated, you banish this barrier. Okay, it's a large chest, so it's not going to hurt me. So if I don't get it, we don't get the items. That's all it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I get a... What's my strength? Melee, dexterity, disable. Okay, so either way, it's a D6 I get. So then I'm just gonna use my codex to get another D6 to try and make 10 to get this thing for a strength melee. Let's hope I get this.
You can do it. That's a 5 and a 5.
That one's on the edge of my
That's
card.
crooked, reroll it.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
10. Ooh, I just made it.
Hoorah!
Blake.
I get a... No, not yet.
What?
I still have to do the location. I have to... But first I gotta settle what I'm doing. So my codex, I need a 10 or higher.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8. Nope, I don't recharge it. So it goes there. But now the fun part is this, though. I add 1d4 random weapons from the box to my hand. Which this is where it can help you guys later on for better weapons. So what I'm going to do is roll this dice. I got a 4. So we're getting maximum here.
Do what you're doing.
I hear you whispering like you're going crazy.
Not to you, Tatum.
Are the demons getting to you?
Yep. Anyway, while he's looking for that real quick to pull out the weapon so he can get his D4 weapons, I'd like to thank everybody that has stopped by and watched and been here playing with us a bit. As we've rolled through this game of Pathfinder Adventure card game, we will be back for more. We will be playing more, exploring different sets, and eventually making it up to the new core set. Maybe each time we'll take a look at a different one to see how it does. After this, we got a couple other we can check out. We'll be working on getting them all, so we have the complete series as well. We'll also be back with more D&D videos as well. We'll get that rolling with everybody with completely legitimate characters created by each of themselves. And we'll see how those adventure goes. We can either one-shot them, or I've got my campaign designed right now to where it will be more modular. So again, while he was doing this, I'd just like to thank everybody
Oh shit!
for here watching and checking this out
Look what I just
with
pulled
us.
just for you guys to get through at the end.
Wait, so we're not allowed to use it?
Not yet. You have to wait till the end.
Darn it.
But I've acquired it for rebuilding
I
deck.
could use that sword.
So before I go through my hand and do all that, when intelligence or arcane of 6, I need not use one of these d12s of Aiden. Let's break this in.
Break it.
So I need a what? 6? 6 or higher to close this place.
Yeah.
2 and 2 is 4. So I don't get to close it this turn,
Sorry, y'all.
which is okay. So I'll end my turn. I'm going to go through my hand to see what I discard. But at least now I know next turn I can just roll to try and close it, and then we'll be good. So as you guys are rolling through those spots, we know one spot will be closed permanently. 1, 2. Let's see. Okay, I need 6 cards, so 1, 2, 3. It's your turn, Derek.
Alright, so I'm going to advance the deck as we wean down on the amounts of turns we have to explore and find these villains. And I'm going to explore! Oh shit. And I've come across some explosive ruins. Ruin. Trap, magic, arcane, a veteran. Check to defeat. Intelligence, arcane of 8, or dexterity, acrobats 10. The difficulty to defeat this barrier is increased by the adventure deck of the current scenario, if any. There isn't. If undefeated, discard the top card of your deck. Each character at this location is dealt 2d4 fire damage. Then banish this card. So it's an intelligence arcane of 8. Let me see what I have here. Intelligence is a D6, which means I'm not going to succeed. But I do have Amulet of the Mighty Fist. Reveal this card to add 1d4 with the magic trait to your... You may not apply the spell with the attack trait or a weapon on this check. Okay, cool. Boop! So I'm going to add as a d4 to this roll. And hopefully I can get an 8. If not, I'm gonna explode on fire.
8.
3. Plus what? Do you get no pluses?
No pluses.
So you have to roll 2d4 and take that much damage.
Oh, I'm gonna take a bunch of fire damage.
Which is going to suck because it's going to rip his whole hand apart. Because you rolled a 7 and you lose pretty much your whole hand.
It's all gone.
So my dad's done?
No, he's dying.
No, he's got to draw a new hand.
Yeah, but now he has less cards.
Ultimate damage, guys.
'Cause
I just get
let me double check, because I
screwed.
think it's if you can't draw anymore.
This
Then
card's
he's
now
out.
banished. Those have
It's
the...
banished. Yeah. Because I think it's as soon as you can't draw and have cards.
Yeah,
or
when you
something.
can't draw, you die.
Yeah,
exactly.
1, 2, 3,
But no, I
4,
did see something
5.
about-
I'm still good. But boy.
I want to just check the damage thing just for one thing. 12.
What is going on, G? I took a bunch of fire damage. That was horrible.
Okay.
Yeah, it's when you can't draw up to your hand anymore.
Well, then for the taking damage thing, it says you and other players may play and use powers that reduce or otherwise affect the specific type of damage you're being dealt. For you're being dealt fire damage, for example, you may play cards that reduce fire damage, cards that reduce all damage. Each player may play no more than one type of thing. Oh, so it looks like anyone could help reduce your damage at anywhere. It doesn't look like they have to be on your same spot.
No, I think they have to be at your spot. The blessings are the only thing that transfer between spots.
Oh, okay, yeah. So.
Anyway, to catch everybody up that is with us or dropping in right now, we are playing the Pathfinder adventure card game. It is a blend of
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, so if you can't draw your hand size from your deck, you die.
I think most of the characters we have right now are the ones from the game, but we do own all the expansions for the Rise of the Ruin Lord set, so we do have like the extra characters. I also have the promotional character Tup as well. I was able to order and get a hold of him. But yeah, I just took a bunch of fire damage, so I'm going to flip this, and Aiden, it is now your turn.
Let's see what I got.
It's the new one I just acquired.
Jeez,
At least I can use it.
I only got a
I don't see
save.
how though. You don't have the strength, right?
No, I do.
Alright, here, Aiden,
'Cause
it's
this
a
is, like,
Wisdom
remember the
7
proficiency
or
thing I told you
Charisma
about?
6.
Because my sheet doesn't say I'm proficient with weapons, I can't do this effect,
Here.
which is discarded to
No,
add.
but you can use it.
I can use it for the damage still.
Okay.
But now there'll be some other things where the trade thing comes in, where if I don't have it. Because there's things, if you don't have the trade to use an item, spell, or weapon, it'll tell you if the the check goes up.
Alright,
Which is usually
Aiden,
about 4.
grab a d6 and let me see your
So if I'm
cards.
not proficient, let's say I wasn't
This
proficient
is
with this,
Nope,
to
that
use
one
it,
right there.
it would say if you're not proficient
Let me
with
see your
weapons
cards.
to use this, increase the check
Let
by
me see if there's
4.
something that can help you.
So the check I'm going against gets a +4. So if I have a monster with 8, that goes up to a 12 when I'm trying to do the check. That's what you gotta pay attention to too.
Well, you don't really need this card, so I won't waste anything on that. So I just roll for the hell of it, and you're still not going to get it.
Come on, 6.
At least you're able to.
Oh, you got a 6.
That was a nice one.
Yeah, he doesn't have any bonuses from it, though. So.
Oh, what do you have to get?
There's a Wisdom.
Could someone
Oh.
help?
Wait, charisma, diplomacy. What does he have? Charisma.
He doesn't have Charisma's less.
Oh,
Charisma's only D4. But it's just a save,
Oh,
so it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
really matter too
Yeah, yeah,
much.
yeah. So yeah, it don't matter, Aiden. So you're good. You're fine. You're not really.
I could use it, right, to make it where it could go again.
You'd have to acquire it first, but there's no way you could have acquired it.
What? Could I do anything with this card?
Alright, well, everybody's looking and checking
No.
that out right now.
This
I just
is only
wanna,
for a
like, what we were
knowledge check.
showing was we pretty much printed out the full size sheets of
Your
the
choice.
character cards, so we have them in front
But
of them, so we're not
you
flipping
can
around, ruining
Use your
or
blessing to go
writing
again,
on our cards
or
at all.
keep it for in case a fight comes up. You might need it in.
Mm-hmm.
It's your call.
I would just save it.
This is like my last one.
Okay, so then make sure you have your 5 cards, and we can't do anything else. You get to end your turn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it's your turn, Josh.
Alright, I'm advancing the blessing deck.
Oh, son of a.
You're gonna need that cure, Derek.
Ooh, Goblin Warrior.
Back again.
He's
Okay, so it's a 9 combat. They've undefeated. That's the whole thing, so you're good. And then of course you -1 for each dice.
Well, what sucks is I lost all 3 of my cures.
Oh,
They got wiped out when I took the fire damage.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, YOLO.
Well, it looks like you might die first.
Yeah,
Probably.
he is gonna die first.
Your turn, Josh. You're doing the Goblin Warrior. So,
Do my longsword.
so you get a D12 and a D8, and then
Mm-hmm.
you don't get your +2 bonus because the effect minus is the bonus.
12. Or is this
12 is that one.
That's right.
8 is that one.
Wait.
He gets 1, 12, 1, 8. Bless you.
Wait, this one?
He gets 1 of each. 1, 12, and 1, 8.
Okay.
You get a...
You're proficient with weapons, right?
Yeah, I'm supposed to get a plus, but because I'm in the swamp, I lose the plus.
Yeah, so. Straight die.
Ooh.
Nice. 14, you just raped it.
Awesome. Alright. So longsword goes back to my hand.
Okay. Its other effect. If you want to do it, you can discard 2 cards and explore again. But that's your call.
I can discard 2 cards?
Yeah, its effect is once after you explore, you can
well,
discard 2 cards if you
my
want.
guide.
You just want to use your guide to go again, and then discard your guide and see what you run into. Ooh, nice.
Bandit.
Henchman. This is gonna be the fun one. Okay, before the encounter, you must recharge a card from your hand of your choice.
So I draw another card?
No. You take a card
one of
from
the-
your hand
Mm-hmm.
and put it on the bottom of your deck.
Ooh.
You have to recharge 1.
Alright, and so everybody knows what's going on right now while they're getting that set up. He encountered a henchman of the area, so he has a chance to close out that location so that once we find the big bad villain, he won't be able to escape there because it's closed out and we've got it on lockdown.
You got the fun location too, so be ready. Okay, so you got your combat 8.
So what?
You're
I'm sorry, you're going to go with the longsword again?
Yep, so you get the D12 and D8, and you don't get the bonus because of location.
Oh, biscuit.
So this is where it's going to come down to, because if you can defeat him, you get a chance at closing location, which
I need
you
an 8 minimum. Or is that a...
you need an 8 combat minimum.
Yeah.
Nice. Alright, so you wiped him out. You're going to love this part. To close this location, you have to summon and fight him again.
Okay.
So roll those same
So
3 dice again.
now you have to. I know you're gonna want to recharge that because you're using your longsword.
Yep.
Yeah, I got nothing I can help with.
What? You don't. How do you.
You recharge it by putting
Because
the
it's a
bottom of your
bandit's
deck.
effect
Oh,
when you
okay, it's the
encounter him.
bandit
Yeah,
effect,
so
okay.
because he did it once.
Because I know you had
and-
the effect from the actual location.
Yeah. So you're doing the same fight again. So you just need another 8 now. 4.
Oh, no.
You get
Oh
done.
yeah, good call there. Yeah, this location is
No, I
it's
haven't
not-
done it yet.
You
I
haven't
have to
closed
try.
it yet?
I have to try it again. I failed the first time.
Okay. No, he failed to close that location.
Yes, so I gotta do it again. You take 4 damage, Josh. So you lose your longsword.
What happened was he
And then we
messed
come
up the encounter, and then eventually had to explore all the way through.
Yeah. So
So now I gotta redraw.
yeah. So you lose longsword because of the damage it dealt to you.
Oh,
this-
so I lose everything. I gotta redraw a full hand.
Yeah. So now your whole entire hand's gone, and now you have to draw a full hand. The henchman gets shuffled, and it's gonna be my turn.
And now that this one's closed, we
It's
flip.
not. He failed.
Oh, you failed.
He failed to
Wait,
do
wait,
the
wait.
closing portion.
Yo, I'm gonna throw a fucking blessing on that. Why didn't you let me know he failed?
Well, I just did. We were like, you
Okay.
need to get an 8, and you got a 4.
All right, well, roll another
Oh.
dice, bro.
Okay, so
I'm burning a freaking blessing on that.
okay, so then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna reshuffle this
That's not decided
because I was just
yet.
using the same bandit in there.
Okay, so you did how much
Or-
already?
Not so.
Roll one
Four-
more of
you
whatever dice
did-
you had to roll.
So you got
12 and an 8.
Yeah. And
no. What did you just? You rolled a 3, right? A 2 and a 1.
No,
Is that?
No, it was 4 total.
Oh, 4 total. Yeah. Okay, so you have 4 total from the first. So you'll roll the D12.
Reroll another 12 or the same 12?
The blessing gives you a 12.
Oh, okay.
So you already have
Roll.
4. So you're gonna roll the 12 and add that 4.
Oh, you got the 12. Take that. Alright.
Oh yeah, then this is the closing
So I need a
bandit.
minimum of 4 to win this.
Yeah, you need at least a minimum of 4 now to win this.
only 4?
To close the location. That's a D20.
Oh,
Wrong one.
Aiden.
That would be
Oh,
nice because
one.
it's a 14.
That one.
this one?
Yes. That would be great. But wrong dice. Now try that again. And now 4.
With the wrong dice.
10.
Ooh.
You got it.
All right, so we got it closed, and he didn't.
job.
He didn't shuffle the bandit, and the bandit card was kept off to the side because he was beat already.
Yeah, I forgot to do it. And this was the one that pulled back to
Yeah.
that one.
No, we got this location closed. There's a little bit of miscommunication there.
Oh, we lost the potion of healing.
That sucks.
It's okay.
We're making pretty good progress, though.
Josh, come help me on my turn.
I gotta draw a full hand, don't
No, it's okay.
Because that went.
I? Yeah, because that's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. You
So-
did close and everything, so yeah, you had to redo your full
New
hand.
hand.
That's your new hand of 4.
Yep.
Okay, you can't do anything, so it's my turn. Advance that deck.
Fancy. Ow.
Derek. Advance the blessing. It's my turn.
Alright, cool.
So what
I'm
I'm
gonna check on that real quick.
gonna do is I get my chance to,
4:30 right now. Just a heads up, we're gonna go for another 15 minutes.
and then put it on pause.
Yeah, as far as recording and stuff. Because we want to be down there to eat. We want to leave here by 5.
Because we can always come back, finish it then.
Yeah. We won't do another stream, but we'll finish our...
Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna borrow this D12 of yours. So I gotta just get a 6 or higher. And I get a +2 with mine. 5, 6, 7. Sweet. Okay. We have 2 locations closed now.
Where did my white one go?
Alright, so we got 2 closed locations, which is nice. Oh, what's the unclosing effect? Oh, you have to discard a card, Josh.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because when it permanently closed, when permanently closing, which we did, you have to then, all characters in the location discard a card.
Okay.
For me, on closing, you may shuffle a spell from your discard pile into your deck.
Ooh,
Nice.
you got lucky. Josh did.
So
Josh.
I can bring back my spell.
Ooh.
And I have to shuffle that into my deck, which is upside down for some reason.
What happens if the cats disturb the cards?
They're not going to. They're too lazy to come out here.
Bless you, Stink.
I wish I could get a potion or some cures, but Derek lost all, our healer lost off his healing ability and is almost dead.
Our healer's reckless.
Our healer can't even heal us, so we've really got to be careful.
We have the worst healer out
Derek, the cleric.
The worst of them all in the land.
of.
Well, I can't do anything because that was my turn, was just to close it, because I got to wait till the beginning of my next turn to move, so
Yeah.
it will come down to Derek's turn then.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm break.
That doesn't even hurt. Squeeze. Squeeze like you mean it. Squeeze. Don't even try.
Now, 'cause the other nice thing too, Josh, is if you ever want to play this, like if we ever want to play this, but we don't want to use the actual cards here, there's no multiplayer yet, still announced for it, for the Steam version, but we do pass and play.
That's pretty
So
cool.
I could put it on the 55-inch TV or your TV or whatever, put on a big TV, and then all we do is just pass the mouse and take our turns, and then everything's done for us
That's pretty
to make it go faster.
Okay.
So if you ever wanted to do that to make it go faster and get more into it like that, it's because all the rules are built into the game and you can see more of it.
Okay.
But then again, that's what I was telling you and then Andrew too, if you like it a lot and want to play in your own time.
Alright, so
24th game. I closed the location, that's all I could do. So it's going to be your turn.
Alright, so do I need to advance the deck?
Yes.
Alright, I am advancing the deck.
No mercy. No mercy. Hey, Derek, I'm about to teach your son how to play mercy.
Not on stream.
They can't see.
Fuck.
Oh, you got that guy again.
You ready?
Alright,
That's your dex acrobatics of 9.
Now, what you say is mercy if it hurts.
check to defeat. Dexterity acrobatics of 9. My dexterity is a freaking D4.
Oh, why am I
You try.
I just looked through the wrong fucking thing.
That was a 9 too, right?
I don't know why I changed that. Yeah, it's a
Pop a
9.
blessing to make that 2d4s, and hopefully I don't roll like pure ass.
No, I can't help you.
You don't got a blessing?
See?
I don't get a blessing as a wizard.
Really?
Wizard gets no blessings.
Oh, that sucks.
Everyone else
Josh,
gets
you got any blessings?
I do.
Blessings.
He does. You have to call it now before you roll the dice, because once you roll it, you
wanna
can't just
pop
put it
one
right.
for me?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, because
Oh.
he won't be able to.
And
8, 9.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Just enough.
Oh, wow.
And he's annoying too because
That sucks.
he deals damage you can't reduce.
Woohoo!
Oh
Oh, what effects you may attempt? Dexterity, stable, check.
Yeah, it's just if you're acquiring a
Oh,
boon.
boon. Okay.
I'm gonna pop a blessing to explore again. I got a burglar to fight with a check of 10, but it is cool.
So of undefeated, you bury one item or weapon of your choice
But it's cute.
from your discard.
But it's cool because I'm gonna use my mace. And what this is going to give me is reveal this card to roll your strength or melee die plus 1d8. You may additionally discard this card to add another d4. So I'm getting a d8. My strength melee is a d6 plus 2. So I think I'm going to be good, but just in case, I can always pop the card.
No, you have to decide that beforehand. If you're going to pop it, you can't just do an action and then decide to do the other action. That's what was in the rules. So if you're going to pop it now for the extra card, you got to do it now. If not, you won't be able to do it afterwards.
No, I'm not going to because it's my only weapon.
Unless you know the guy.
11.
Boom.
Plus 1, 12. You got it.
Plus 2, 13.
Or 12, 13. Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And I died.
Really?
Yep, I can only draw one card.
We have lost our healer, guys.
It's sad but true.
I'm dead. There I go.
Guess
There I go again.
Good job, Dad.
Toss a coin to your healer. He's dead.
No, toss a potion. Coins don't do anything.
Alright, I'm done, Aiden. It is back to you. I am going to advance this.
This is going to be
How many
fun.
turns have we gone through?
About half. We probably got about 15 more turns to get the rest.
War. I got a war hammer.
This is the nice thing, though.
Aiden's exactly on turn 15, so we're at the halfway point. And not
So-
looking good at all.
So this is the thing now. If we start filling in the locations with us currently that are still opened, if one of us runs into the villain, we'll have a better chance of each of us trying to close our locations if we can. But now this is the thing. Positioning is going to be the thing. Because we're going to see whose strengths and weaknesses can close it. Because each thing's different. So we got to see what the closing effects are to see where we're going to move.
Okay.
That's a charisma diplomacy of 6. I can't do that. Dexterity or stealth. I can't do that. Summon and defeat a random monster. I could do that at the farmhouse. And then wisdom, survival 6. So my biggest category would be able to close the farm. Right now. I could do that.
You
Everything else I'm weak at.
I got the wood hammer. What do I do?
Okay, you got the Warhammer. A strength melee check of 6 to acquire it. So, you only have a strength of a d6. So you roll a d6 and hope you get the 6.
And this is the D6.
No, a d6 is this one. 6-sided.
Remember, D stands for dice.
Come on, 6. God, give me 6.
Nope.
Yeah.
1. You got a 1. You have lost it.
How dare you?
Well, at least the nice thing is, this farmhouse is getting down there. Alright, so you're done your turn then, Aiden?
Yeah.
Alright, make sure you have your 5 cards.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Discounted, normal.
Mississippi. Yeah,
Okay, Josh, your turn.
Okay, so I am gonna change my location
You
to.
should do the woods.
There's the woods, and then the prison, and the bridge. The bridge hasn't even been touched. We're decent way through the prison, and then the woods. But now consider this, though. To close the woods, you have to do a wisdom survival check of 6.
Mm-hmm.
To close the bridge, you need to do a dexterity or stealth of 6.
Mm-hmm.
And to do the prison, you need to do a charisma or diplomacy of 6. So at this point, you might want to see what your strongest category is to try and maybe close one of those and go to that location.
You should
My
probably
strength is obvious. My second is dexterity. No, my second is constitution. Is there a constitution one?
Nope.
No, there wasn't. So wisdom would be my next one. Wisdom or dexterity
Wisdom or dexterity.
or charisma. They're all
So
the
here's wisdom 6 check.
Mm-hmm.
Here's dexterity 6 check.
Mm-hmm.
And you said charisma?
Yeah.
charisma 6 check. So you want to go to the prison, the bridge, or the woods.
Finish off the prison.
You want to do the prison?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're in the prison. Your turn counter is turned. And, ooh, you got a barrier. You have to do an intelligence or arcane check of 10.
Mm-hmm.
If you defeat it, you get 1d4 random spells from the box. If it's undefeated, we just lose the barrier.
Wait.
So it's nothing that's going to really harm you. But it's going to be a wisdom or arcane check, or intelligence arcane, sorry. So whatever your intelligence is what you get.
D4.
Oh, you're definitely not going to be able to make that.
Alright.
I can't even help you. So don't worry
Well, I
about
got a
it.
blessing of the gods.
Don't worry about it.
Don't want to.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So we'll just say that's...
That was my turn? Alright.
Wait.
You have to flip the thing.
Oh, yeah. I already did for Josh.
Oh.
Are we going to close this off now since you're dead?
Aiden just took his turn.
Josh just took his turn.
Take your turn.
Take my turn.
And then it's back to me.
No.
But my dad's dead.
So I'm going to turn the blushing counter. I get to move. So my strong area is gonna technically be the farmhouse, so I'm just gonna go wisdom survival 6. I don't think I have anything to help close the location. No, I don't. So the most I can do is... I still got everything else. Dexterity, what's my dexterity? Is a D6, so yeah, so dexterity is a D6, charisma is a D6. I think I get exactly a D6 for every single one of these, so I guess I'll double check the bridge. Oh, it's a blessing. Oh, okay, that's just for recharging. So I need a wisdom or divine check. I do wisdom, so I need to get a 4 on a D8. Woo. Oh, sweet, I got it.
Nice.
Oh, wait. You may discard 2 cards to invade an encounter. Oh, that's just that.
What's tough?
Okay, I'm just gonna discard the blessing to explore again. Charisma. Dexterity. So I'm just gonna try for a charisma check to see if I get this guy. So I need a 6 on a 6. Nope, I got the opposite. So we lose it. And that's my turn.
Alright, everybody. I would like to thank everybody that's been here watching for the past, hour and a half that we've been playing. We're definitely going to come back and revisit this. We're going to play more, get used to playing more and learning our characters and knowing exactly what is going on, as this is a pretty big game series, and we have almost the whole collection. So we'll be exploring and visiting that and eventually moving on to the new course that they put out. Hopefully this is something you all liked. Leave some comments below here or in the group on the post about us being live to see what we could do better. We'll definitely be explaining stuff better as we hone in on the skills and how stuff works in the game. It has been a while since we've played it consecutively. But we will all be back. Eventually we'll have my other camera back so we can have an angle of everybody, and then we can have an angle closer to the cards. So again, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and we will be back again later on.